In the fucking Manson family.
Oh, that looks so weird.
Big, massive, fat lobby sticker, fat lobby sticker.
That's funny. That's Australian culture.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Do a little dance. Do a little dance.
And then my account gets suspended.
Yeah.
The Skeptic and the Dude podcast.
Is your audio coming through your mic right now?
No, it's not. Now it is.
There we go.
Now you can hear me.
I was wondering why it sounded a little open. I don't know if that's the word to say. It just sounded
Like
very,
you could
like
hear, you could
in a
everything
big
else
room.
around me. Yeah. Like I'm having an illegal indoor gathering. Yeah, you know that's what's happened now. The fines have gone from $1,600 to $5,000 for unlawful stuff.
Really?
That was what was announced today. Yeah. So, but the thing is though, you can have an outdoor gathering of up to 5 people, but they can only be like from 2 families. So, for instance, like meeting at the park or something, hanging out, all that kind of shit. But you can't, just be in your backyard or inside. But yeah, so $5,000 now. The curfew's been lifted though, so now we don't feel like we're in an oppressive regime where we got to be home at a certain time. But I mean,
I don't know, man. I think the curfew was pretty good. Not gonna lie, because coronavirus, dude, it goes crazy, dude. It sees red as soon as it hits 8 p.m. Dude, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It comes.
We
out,
we
dude.
fuck off. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we fuck off. Its claws come out, and it starts like howling at the moon, and then it starts fucking destroying people. So you got to be careful.
It's a fucking werewolf for every night of the fucking week.
Yeah, it goes and it fucking. If you're out of house and you're past 5Ks, mate, you're fucked.
Exactly, man. And look, that's where the real deaths are lying, not from the actual virus, but from the werewolves attacking people.
The corona wolves, man. That's where they come
Exactly,
from.
the corona wolves.
The
Little
corona
old
wolves.
lady got mutilated late last night.
That's why
werewolves
the
of
cops
Melbourne
everywhere, man.
again. Exactly, man. They got to patrol the shit out of that.
Patrolling. They got to.
And that makes sense though to boost it up to $5,000 now, even though curfews are lifted, because
we don't want them
that shit
corona
happening.
wolves.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Wolves are scared of fines, so that's why they lifted it up.
Exactly, and silver bullets.
And silver bullets. Garlic? Oh, wait, no, that's vampires?
That's vampires.
Something else with werewolves.
Oh, but hang on, but if the
French
virus
kisses.
mutates though, French kisses. What? But see now that these, but see if the virus mutates, then the werewolves will be, that it won't, they'll need more than a silver bullet. They'll need a fucking nuke.
Wolves.
They'll need to just blow us all up, Like that.
Yeah,
what was that movie?
I think we need that Bud Light, mate. You got to give them a couple of those.
But a couple of Bud Lights.
Yeah.
This tastes like shit. We're going up north. We're heading to fucking Ireland.
Yeah. They go, fuck this, man. What is this drink?
Yeah.
And they go, bye. So that's it, dude.
Oh dear. But yeah. So Joel, that's pretty much what you missed with old mate Dictator Dan's update. So we're recording this on Sunday, and we just got the news then.
At 1:47 p.m. We're just keeping the dates down just in case a drone strike has been put onto us.
Exactly.
That's for talking about this stuff.
That's true, man. We got
because that's
the
thing that's going to happen soon.
You have to keep your story straight. What's that?
Did you hear about the law that's...
the drone strikes?
No, the law of apparently you're not allowed to be like conspiring or be conspiracy theory or say something that's not right. And there's a law that's trying to pass right now. I could get arrested for saying this if the law gets passed, but
even mentioning the law.
Apparently, if you're like conspiring or whatever against something, just like the coronavirus or whatever, they're allowed to come into your house and arrest you, and allowed to actually take you to jail and hold you there until they think you're no longer a threat towards people.
Well, haven't they already been doing that though? I mean, maybe not throwing them in jail, but they've been doing them to the one. Like there was that woman who was freaking out on Facebook, like had like this big like, oh yeah, we're gonna protest here, and trying to get this rally sorted, and the police just came over and arrested her. And like, I didn't actually do it in the end. It's like, yeah, but your fucking words speak louder than your actions, dog.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're doing. So they might be trying to pass that bill. Is that what they would call it? A bill?
Yeah.
Bill of rights.
So a bill that's being drafted
Yeah,
at the moment
a bill,
to pass
yeah.
that law. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of lawyers fighting against it because, that's not very freedom-like.
It could be abuse. Yeah, exactly. Like freedom. Of course, we've got a very limited freedom of speech in Australia. But yeah, no, that just sounds stupid. Fair enough if you're conspiring
No, we've got freedom of speech,
for violence or something, or for like.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I
So
couldn't
I'm
put a
just-
video up of me acting, pretending I was an advocate for free speech.
Yeah.
That was
no,
considered
it just
hate
reminded
speech.
me. It just reminded me
What?
of that time I was working at Coles and that fucking crack addict dude came up to me and he was like, "It's in the Second Amendment. It's freedom of speech." I'm like, "Motherfucker, that's in America, not here."
What was this for?
When he was talking about how an animal died for this, like he was pointing to meat, like this meat,
okay.
and he goes,
Oh,
he
hang
asked me
on.
for help.
Hang on, did
Yeah.
you have an encounter with a crazy vegan when you worked at Coles?
Okay, here we go. I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast before.
I don't think even I've heard this.
Really? Okay, well,
Yeah.
I was working, I was doing the dairy, I was doing the milks, all that stuff,
Yeah.
just doing stuff, and there's this crazy guy. I don't bat an eye, I don't judge people, so I'm like, yeah, alright, you do you, boo, and I'm just doing my thing. He asked me for help, and I didn't quite hear him, and I was like, sorry, and he asked me for help again. I said, alright, what's up? And I walk up to him, and he points to the mints, and like, all the, obviously, dead animals, and he goes, an animal died for this? And I like sat there in silence for a bit, and I looked at him in the face, and I was like,
No
Yeah.
shit, dickhead.
and I was like, yeah. And he goes, an animal's soul was like taken the day that this was here. I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to do about it? I work at Coles, sir. And he's like, and then he looks at me, and he just like, his memory's just been erased from his face. And he goes, what are you doing here? To me? And I was like, you asking me for help? And he goes, am I offending you right now? And I said, no. You asked me for help, and you're just saying this. And he goes, oh, so is my words offending you right now? So you're being offended. So you know what? I'm allowed to say things. I'm allowed to say whatever I want in this place. This is freedom of speech here. I'm allowed to say things. If that offends you, I'm so sorry that offends you right now. I'm like, I'm not offended. I'm just trying to do my job.
Yeah.
And then the manager comes over and goes, what's the problem here? And he goes, oh, animals died for this? And my manager looks at me and goes,
Oh no.
and he just shakes his head and he goes, oh, for fuck's sakes, here we go. Anyway, he goes on a big spiel, he goes on a fucking tangent, and he goes,
Big rant.
I can't believe these two people take their names down. These two workers, they need to be fired because they're getting offended over something I'm saying. I'm allowed to speak, and my speaking is getting them offended. And he was going on some fucking rant, and we're just standing there like, okay, do you actually want anything else, or you're all good? And then everyone in the store is just thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Just shaking
And he goes,
their
what's your
heads.
names? What's your names? I want your names down. I'm like, it's on my badge, dude. And he
Come
goes,
a little closer.
yeah. And he goes, oh, I want to speak to the manager. As my manager's standing there, and he goes, yeah, that's me. And he goes, no, I want to speak to the manager. And he goes, that's me. And he goes, I want to get you two fired. And we're like, all right. So we walk away, and then get this right, he grabs the meat and then he buys it and leaves.
Probably
He goes to the
uh,
counter, buys the meat, and then he leaves. Like, he grabs a bunch of it, freaking purchases it at the front, and then he leaves the shop. So I was like, what?
He probably
You're
went home and
against
made
the-
himself a beautiful spaghetti bolognese or something. Or he took it to the
ribs.
park and gave it a proper burial. Have you seen that? I remember there was someone who, she's like, oh, just stole this chicken from the local supermarket to give it a proper burial, and then she's just burying it at the park and just throwing dirt over it and stuff.
He didn't steal it, though. He paid full price.
He paid for it. Okay.
Yeah, he even asked for things
And,
at the deli.
And he goes on a tangent about free speech, and once you guys fired because you were offended, but it's a right to be offended, though.
Yeah, no, but it was funny.
All these different levels of just...
Yeah, it was so funny when he was like, it's in the Second Amendment. And I just looked at my manager and I was like, does he know that this is in America?
Yeah. Does he know what country he's in?
Yeah, I was like, this is Australia, dude. We're not... Okay. But yeah, that was that story, dude. And I was like, all right, that was a very interesting experience.
But hang on, did he say the Second Amendment?
Yeah.
But that's the right to bear arms, though. So he's in there freaking out about free speech, and he goes, "Yeah, just look at the amendments, bro. Amendment Act 2 plus Amendment 2.
Yeah, and then he's like, it's in the Constitution
Look
as
it up
well.
of the United
was like,
States of America."
I was like, look, this motherfucker is crazy. He's like, Second Amendment, it's in the Constitution.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, are you just saying these words because you learnt them yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
He watched an episode of Suits, and now he's an expert on law.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
hell,
think he's
man.
just on meth, dude. To be honest, like,
Those crazy people.
yeah, I had too many of those at Coles. It was
Too many of
crazy,
those
especially
experiences, yeah.
Bayswater.
In
Not just
Bayswater?
that, dude. It's just I was near Bayswater train station, so that fucking. That's where all the crazies are, man.
Yeah.
It's bad essays being Bayswater, and then add to like you're at a train station. That's just asking for it, man. All the essays, bruh.
What's going on, bros? Oh, nice jacket, bro. Did you rack it? Did you fucking rack it? Like a 9-year-old asks you for a cigarette. Oh, you got a ciggy, mate?
You got a light? You got a light?
You got a fucking
Yeah.
light? Oh, you got a
I
ciggy
tell
too?
you what,
Yeah.
the amount of times we've seen people steal shit, like essays, try to
Yeah.
steal shit, it's just embarrassing. They don't even do it well. like they don't. It's like playing Among Us with the world's worst players. They suck. They suck at lying.
Right.
They suck at hiding it. I'm like, if you're gonna steal something, at least do it properly.
Like, but see, even when they lie, the lie, it's like they might as well have just admitted to it. Like the lie is so bad that I think just admitting it to it would have been a lot less. Like the lie
Like, I'll
seems
tell you,
somewhat
this
worse.
is the shit they'll do, right?
Yeah.
They'd find something they want, right? And I'll see it. I can see it from a mile away that they're gonna steal something. They're like,
Yeah.
they look at it, and just stare at it again, look around again.
A nice
check
little
the
tray
pocket.
of Tim Tams. Yeah.
Oh yeah, grab that and just look again, grab the thing and then they walk like that
Yeah.
with their hands on their pocket, holding the thing.
So obviously holding
And they're
something
like
that's just
looking
been taken
around,
off the shelf.
super
Yeah.
guilty, and they're walking around, and
Yeah.
and as soon as one of us would come down that aisle, yoink, he goes the other way,
Yeah. Okay.
and then he keep avoiding people, and we go, motherfucker, we know you're stealing.
Yeah.
It's simple, and it's just, and it's like, no, I haven't got anything, and then they'll go straight for the front, and then we're like, hey, did you pay for that? And he goes, pay for what? I don't have anything. It's like, that's in your jacket. and he's
I
like,
came in here with it, bro.
this is mine. I don't know how that got there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh.
They're so fucking hopeless. Like, I mean, even like you think of like the professionals, the ones that know what they're doing, they get away with it. They barely even glance what's on the shelf. It's just bam, bam, done, gone, fucking,
Yeah.
It's none of this towering, making. And that's the other thing. But you always notice whenever it's always a really shit thugs, they always look right at the fucking security camera, like
Yep.
as if they want to be seen. Like you
Yeah,
see them do
yeah.
it, and they look around, they go, they just look directly in it, so it gets a perfect look at the face, so they don't have to worry about people, like, oh, did you describe what he looked like? Oh, just look at the fucking cameras, zoom
Yeah,
in on
it's
that.
in fucking 4K.
Exactly. Or even late at night, the infrared, you see the beady eyes, they just
We
zoom
caught
in.
yourself. We caught him in 4K on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
What do you think was gonna happen, man? You think I got away with
God.
that? But that's my Coles experience.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing, man. I
Working at
didn't,
Coles.
you hadn't told me about this much carnage.
I could have sworn I've spoken about that before, but maybe not. Maybe it's
But
the
yeah,
mousetrap one that I spoke about.
What was that one about? Putting the mouse traps on the in
Yeah,
the
when
aisles?
some customer put a mousetrap behind the boxes, and as I had to clean it, it was a top shelf, I couldn't see, and then I got my fucking hand snipped by a mousetrap, and that was fun.
So a
and I was
customer
like-
did that for shits and gigs. I'll get the poor fucking cunt that has to come up here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I opened the box, and I was like, oh yeah, I was trying to rearrange everything, make it look pretty. Pat! I'm like, oh
Yeah.
fuck! Right on my finger, I was like, dude, I wish I would have broken my finger because I could have fucking sued Coles for a bunch of money. But you know what?
People are just assholes, man. They're just,
But yeah.
like, I swear to God, that's the same kind of person who'd, you know, like when Billy had that run-in with his neighbour back when he was living in South Yarra, the one that would just come into the washing machine whenever he was
Cut
you
the
know,
wires.
yeah,
and
and
shit.
just snip the cord, like for no reason at all, you know.
You'd have to think that those people that do that kind of shit have something wrong going on.
Oh, definitely,
You know what
definitely.
I mean? They're not functioning. But, well, I don't want to be that rude, but you know, if you're going
but
out of your
it's-
way to fuck people's days up
Yeah.
very bad, and you do it constantly, that's, you know.
Well,
The mouse
it's a
trap thing I
very-
can look past, like whatever, I get it, it's a
Yeah.
prank. But, you know, snipping someone's washing machine constantly, hiding shit, you're just being a rude ass neighbor, you know, fuck you.
You're just being a total cunt. And do people like being a cunt? You know, do they
don't know,
like
man.
that? I was trying to think. It was I remember it was some comic who was saying how like they'd have these hecklers, these Karen type hecklers at shows, and then they just oh come on, not funny, not fucking good, or whatever. Nah, try again or whatever. And then
Yeah.
and then he just says to her, "Lady, you are a fucking cunt." Right, just says that to her face, and the look of shock because, you know, she's never been told that before, you know. And some people, because they've never been called that, you know, because no one's ever had the guts or you know, has decided to, you know, talk down to them like that before. It's a shock to them. They go, "What? I can't believe what he just called me. Am I really a cunt?" And then they rethink their whole fucking life, you know.
Yeah. But sometimes people just do it for the sake of being a cunt,
Yeah,
you know?
and
Like,
and
I
they're
had
just
neighbours.
total sociopaths.
Like, I had some pretty
Yeah.
fucked neighbors, man. You know, the possum man, fucking
Oh,
drugging, like, poisoning possums and then trying to feed them to my dogs.
Jesus,
You know, he would chuck them
Christ.
over the fence. Like, we even, like, found him awake at, like, 3 a.m. one time, sticking his head over our fence. And he's like, "Oh, the possums are out tonight, mate, dropping from the trees." I'm like, "Motherfucker, we know you did it." You know, 'cause
we fucking saw you, mate.
these possums that have been riddled with cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. It's not cocaine. But these drugged up possums are falling from imaginary trees where that we haven't had a tree there ever in the backyard. You know, they'd fall in the area
He's just fucking
where there
biffing them,
isn't
spread them
yeah,
out.
exactly. What
Yeah.
the fucking possums do? Like he traps them and then fucking feeds them poison, so he kills them as well. Like we had to we found it like a few possums and they'd die, and it's pretty sad because
Yeah.
we saved them from the dog because the dog's gonna like rip it
Yeah.
to shreds.
Of course.
We put it on the fence and the possum's hanging there and it just goes and it falls backwards and dies. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck's happening? You know, the dog didn't even get to it. Yeah, is that the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
neighbor with the little grouchy little dog? That would
No,
always
that's a different-
bite you
that's a
down?
different one.
That was another neighbor. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just fucking.
So I
But
think
yeah,
I'm
that
fortunate
guy-
enough. We get on with most of our neighbors. We're
Oh, we
fine.
like our
but
neighbours now.
Oh, that's good.
We've
Yeah.
finally got good, you know, nice blokes. They're just chilling around, so that's
Yeah.
a good area. But
Yeah, it's
dude,
the- 'cause-
back in
'cause,
Bayswater.
like, Yeah, I can't imagine, man. Like, I mean, I had friends who they're living out somewhere towards Cranbourne or Crimeburn, you know, and just everyone is just they're all Deros, all drug addicts, all around, and they're all, you know, screaming at each other, freaking out, or you know, that's a thing that you know that worries you when you think, oh yeah, finding a house somewhere, you know, that's not, you know, we're not going to have psychopaths for fucking neighbours. Just a real shitty community.
Well,
but, you know,
where you begin is you don't move to Frankston. That's number
Yeah.
one. Rule number one:
Yeah.
don't move to Frankston. I've heard too many stories. Too many
Yeah.
stories about what's happened there, and people who live in Frankston are like, yeah, that's just normal Frankston day. I'm like, oh fuck, no thanks.
and even
not
going out like towards Narry Warren Way and all that, it's all just you know, just young
man.
fuckwits. But I've never, like when you're talking about Eshays and that, I've never actually seen it firsthand, like an Eshay steal something. Like, you
Right,
know, like
okay.
I always see them hanging out at train stations, in particular Ringwood, and that, but never, racking something.
I think I
Fucking
saw it
racket.
more because I was working many hours at Coles. You
Yeah.
know, so I'd be working all day, You know, I had a lot of hours.
And when you see a 12-year-old kid coming in with his freshly racked polo fucking puffer vest and his Adidas cap the other way coming in, you go, oh, finally some entertainment for the day. What's this cunt gonna steal? You know, a Tim Tam, you know, some Tim Tams, some fucking, you know.
Or you get the crazies
crumble.
who complain about the pricing of things. I'm like, motherfucker, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this thing's too expensive. I'll go to Aldi. And it's cheaper in Aldi. I'm like, then go to Aldi, motherfucker. It's so much simpler.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't want to come here, don't come here. I say that to them. I don't say motherfucker, but I say that to them. I say, well, then go to the other shop. And they're like, oh, you just lost a customer. I'm like, good. I don't care. I don't get paid enough.
Exactly. I don't pay enough to deal with this shit. I mean, yeah, sweet. That's great.
Like, how dare you treat us customers like that? I'm like, fuck you. I don't care. Fuck you to the moon. I don't really care. I'm just doing my job, and you heckle me about dumb shit all the time. You know, I have to help you. That's the problem. I have to help you, but then you abuse us back. So why should I be nice back to you? You know, go to a different store. I don't care. You just saved every other employee at Coles from like the experience of having to deal with that customer. But anyway, yeah. You wait till you get into customer service if you ever do. That shit's fucked. You won't like it.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
You do get nice people, and bless them, bless their souls. But when you get a cunt, dude, that sticks with you all day,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Can't turn it down. Well, it's what like you sit like the worst is when you're a customer seeing another customer acting that way, and you just go, like you know, I just feel so bad for the the one that's still like this time we were at Aldi. And there was this this mother who was there, and she was freaking out because she'd bought like bread and a couple of loaves, or whatever, and she was wanting her money back. She was wanting a refund, but she didn't have a receipt to say that she didn't have a receipt, and no receipt, no refund, right? And and of course at Aldi, a lot of it is all like brands, and I think what they found was that it didn't like the loaf she'd bought didn't even come from Aldi. And then she just gets all really angsty and really, starting to freak out and that. And we're all, coming down the aisle and we're all thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, this again, And the manager comes around, listen, you're getting really fucking angsty. Just fucking, just leave. Just get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
And you just think, well, you just fucking, traumatize this poor lady who's, just trying to fucking do her job.
But that's the thing that people do, though, as well, actually. To get free shit. They go in there and say they didn't have a receipt.
Yeah.
And they do it. So that's also a thing. So, you can't blame them for not just giving it to you if you don't have the evidence. You wouldn't just throw someone in jail from an accusation. You know what I mean? That has nothing behind it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Anyway, moving topics. You're telling me you had problems with World at War, Call of Duty?
Yeah, fucking hell, man. I'm up to the very last mission, Downfall, where Reznov and Petrenko, are murdering all the Nazis, and, we're finally, taking over Berlin.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like I've tried playing it a couple times, and then last night I thought, okay, it's still not fucking working. When it starts, it does the whole opening monologue, oh yeah, we Russians are gonna kill the Nazis, all that kind of shit. And then... And the mission starts, and then, it has like a few little glitches at the starting. It's like, run, freedom, all that kind of shit. And then you start running, and then all of a sudden it's like watching a broken, it's like listening to a broken record. Like you keep hearing all the, and then it's like, then it stops, it freezes, and then it goes black, and then it sounds like a carnival, like, and it's kind of like, it feels like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
But then it comes back for a second, and after about 4 times, then it just fucking, it just totally stops. And then I go, fuck. And
the
then
game.
Give up. Yeah, the game just shits itself.
I think your game's fucked, dude.
Well, when I looked it up, people they were saying like, oh, you gotta. I hate when you've got one specific problem, and there's a million different ways to fix it. And it's like, but what's the easiest one? It's like, oh yeah, put this cheat in, or try this cheat or something, or whack this in. And it's like, oh, try re-downloading. I'm like, yeah, but then I'll fucking lose everything I've done.
Yeah.
But But
Damn,
yeah,
that's
that's
yeah.
been pissing me off.
Yeah, man, glitches in games, dude. Fucking
Not fun.
get on the nerves, you know. I
Yeah.
would know from playing fucking Mario. Like, well, I
So
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's good. But dude,
How's that been going?
pretty good. I finished 2 games now. I'm onto Mario Galaxy, which is tripping my eyes out because it's
Yeah.
like it's made for the Wii, and I'm playing it on Switch, and like
Okay.
it's pretty trippy, but I think it's kind of fun. I got to get more into it. But the ones I've played, I swear to God, I find every glitch, everything bad that could ever happen to you happens to you when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one time I was crossing a bridge, right? I was just doing a Mario thing. You know how you can jump and go, Yahoo! Woo! And I was just jumping to get faster. I fucking went through the bridge. Like, I did a roll, and then he just went, bloop, straight through the bridge. You're not meant to do that. That doesn't happen in the game. But he just went straight through the bridge, and I died, and I got game over. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Like, shit like that. Or I would glitch through a wall, and then get stuck. And then my guy will die. And I'm like, I've got limited lives, man. And all these glitches are happening. Or you get camera glitches, dude, where the camera doesn't move the right way you want to go, and then he goes, bah, and dies. But, yeah, that's just tiny bits of the experience, you know?
Which makes it more and more enjoyable, you know, losing the will to fucking live.
Yeah, and then when you win, you're like, hey, I regained the will to live again.
Yeah, exactly. Then you go, sweet enough, got a little boost of confidence to get through it, yeah.
Exactly, that's how it goes. After it beats you down and breaks you to a million pieces, once you finally get a tiny win, you go, hey,
Yeah.
I like this.
Hey,
pretty
you know
much
what?
it.
This is why I came here, for fucking winning, you know?
This is it. It's like playing fucking Fall Guys. You know, you fucking try and
God.
get a crown. You get
But
the
see,
crown
the-
stolen from you 1,000 times.
Like, that's just it's a stupid design. It's like, it doesn't matter, there's nothing, it's got nothing to do with your skill. It's just, the game is just actually fucked. It's just...
Well, with Fall Guys?
Is that right? Fall Guys. Like, it's actually a fucked game, and the idea is that you're supposed to fail. It's supposed to do everything in its power to fuck you up.
No, not really.
No?
It is pretty, they've had to update a few things, but no, it doesn't really go out of its way to fuck you up. It's just like, it's like an obstacle course, and obviously you have to get better at it. So I do reckon it could be skill-based, but there are certain maps where if you're doing team games, it's either you have a good team or you're fucked. You know what I mean? Because 2 teams will bully 1 team. But everything else, you know, it seems to be pretty good. But there are the occasional map where it's absolute mayhem and hell.
Yeah. Chaos.
But yeah, I think a game that's more designed just to go out of its way to fuck you is probably Dark Souls.
Okay, really?
That's the one. Yeah, that's probably that's very skill based. Like, you have to be really good at it. But a lot of the things in that game, it does surprise you, and it does fuck you. but yeah, man.
Nice. So that's been your weekend? Just raging at Mario and all that? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just getting consumed into that world.
That's the way, man. Nice.
Haven't
Well,
really
I've just been murdering in the fucking home gym and paying for it today. Because look, I work my legs out a lot, but yesterday I was like, all right, I'm gonna do, like just a workout dedicated to the legs, squats and all that kind of shit, and totally fucked myself because then, of course, later that night I went over to Billy's house and then walked home. So just totally overused the legs, and now I'm paying for it, and because I live on a 2-story house. I, sleep downstairs, spend a lot of my time down here. I go up the stairs, and it's, painful. But then it's fucking impossible to come down. I'm like, okay, I have to just fucking crawl, to get down without it fucking, because it just rides straight up the quads and everything, But I think that's why they say, like, it's worse coming down the stairs than going up, because it puts more pressure onto your knees and that. And that's why, like, after a while, I was like, I got to stop doing the 1,000 steps, because this is really not good for your knees. Like, I think I do 1,000 steps every day fucking as it is, just being on a hill, But yeah. So, just dealing with that pain today.
Yeah. Have you ever got
And,
that pain where you fucking literally can't walk and you just like,
You just
you know,
freeze up.
your legs are,
Well,
your
that
legs
was-
are actually fucking not able to
Well,
move? And you're like,
that was me this morning. I get out of bed, and then first thing I just freeze up and go, "Oh fuck, I forgot about this," and I'm like, "No, don't fall forward," because then all your reactions are all out of whack. You know, the timing's
Yeah.
all bad. You know, just clenches up. You know, but yeah.
yeah.
So my ass and legs, they're all fucking beaten, man.
Damn, son.
You know,
Absolutely.
but
So, yeah. Your
So
ass
today's
is
a rest day.
murdered.
Exactly, man. My ass and my legs,
They've been absolutely collapsed, dude.
absolutely destroyed. You know, from crushing it in the world gym. You know,
Crushing
that's
it
what
hard.
we're about. Exactly, man.
Hell yeah. Has much else happened for you since we last spoke?
Well, that's the thing. We put up this last episode was meant to come out on Tuesday, but but of course we had the problems trying to upload, and we made this promise at the end. Oh, see you guys on Thursday. You know, whatever we do, we'll fucking be there. We didn't really like I mean, we were right in a way because that episode came out on the Thursday. So really, what we meant by see you Thursday, see you right now. This has been Thursday's episode. And now we're back here.
I think we need to stop promising stuff to people because every time we've promised something to people,
we can't,
no matter if it's an episode
can't
coming
deliver.
out, it just it fucks up. Like all the guests we're meant to get on, we're booked out. Remember how we were booked out for a week?
For an entire week. Yeah, we only got one guest on in that time, and it was like,
Yeah,
I mean, but
and
that
all the
was
others
great. You know,
flaked
we
away.
had that. Yeah, exactly. It was fucked, but
I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh my god, we're booked out for a week. I've got all this stuff prepared. I had so much stuff prepared for them.
yeah, it was exciting, man. Yeah. What did we have? We had 4 booked in? We had 4.
Yep.
One said, oh, sorry, got to get a COVID test. I thought, okay, I don't know what's got to do with this when it's not like you're coming in to visit us. And then another one was, power fucking went out. So that was, and then the other one was the guy just fucking forgot.
Yep.
But hey, man, that's just what this business is about. So, you know, no promises, just all possibilities is all we can. So we got to do what Daniel Andrews is telling us now. You know, we're not going by the dates, we're going based on numbers each day, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
the potential that, like, we might have something coming up, you know, something in the works, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There could be something. Like,
It
it
could
could
be
happen. We could just drop one on you without you knowing. You know,
Exactly.
something cool. But we can't promise you anything. We can't promise that. We just kind of deliver what we can, you know?
Exactly, man. But one thing that I can not really promise, but that is something that the very next episode you hear of this show, there will be an announcement. We have a podcast announcement coming next episode. We can guarantee that it'll be an announcement. So that'll be exciting for us.
Let's not promise the audience
that
anything,
happens-
but we can guarantee that this is gonna
We
happen.
can listen, guys. We guarantee that the very next episode of the Skeptic and the Dude is going to have a podcast announcement, and it's going to be great.
There will be an announcement. We're not promising anything, but we can 100% guarantee
Definitely.
there's
120 fucking percent.
you can 120%
Oh,
guarantee that there's
so
an announcement.
positive, so positive,
So positive, but we
there-
can't promise anything.
but we can't promise anything exactly. So you know,
But it's gonna happen. It's definitely
gonna
gonna
definitely-
happen. Like, guys,
definitely,
get hyped.
it's in the books.
It's a
like I'm
really
writing
cool-
it down right fucking now. Exactly.
Yeah, it's really.
But yeah.
I'm putting it in my phone. Look at this, guys. Ooh, flicking it on
Set
my
a,
phone. typing it
make sure
down.
you set a reminder. Set a reminder.
Set a reminder.
For the
Big
next
announcement
episode, you know?
on next episode of the Skeptic gonna do whenever that
Episode
comes out.
53.
Big announcement.
Exactly.
100,000% sure that it's
See,
gonna happen.
But look, here's
But
the
we don't
thing.
promise
Episode 52, this episode right now is meant to come out Tuesday. For all we know, this might be the only episode we do this week. You might be
Exactly.
watching this on Thursday thinking, hang on, yeah, Daniel Andrews said that fucking last week. What are you talking about? Why was that what we came into this episode?
Yeah.
Things have changed, man. You know,
Exactly.
we could be
We're
totally
stuck in a
wiped out by
time
the
loop.
COVID wolves, man. The COVID wolves could have already wiped us out for all we know.
Exactly. They could have taken over. They could have,
Exactly.
they could have become the imposters for
You know?
us.
Or what if this ended up being an emergency episode, you know, and just everything is just completely out of control? They go, hang on, but what date was this? But that's why we gave them the
But we
dates.
said the date at the start.
We said the
That's
dates.
the beauty.
That's right.
Because we kept documentations just in case the Corona Wolves came and fucked us, man. So we're all
Exactly,
good.
man. So we're all good.
Except
Sweet.
no promises.
No promises.
Yeah. No promises, guys.
You been watching any movies lately, man? Any films? Any? No. Just gaming, man.
No, dude. I've just been playing I've just been playing detective a lot, and fucking playing Mario. Yeah, and that's about it.
It's the way, man.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting for certain movies to come out, or I'm waiting for something to pop up on Netflix for me to be like, ooh, okay.
Something you can watch, yeah.
Like I'm waiting for Sex Education Season 3 to come out.
Oh, okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
When's that set to drop?
No idea. I just saw it recently pop up, and I was like, oh, I'm keen for that. Waiting for Part 2 of Season 5 of Lucifer to come out. It's just the waiting game. Waiting for Stranger Things Season 4 to come out.
I completely forgot about that.
I've finished everything, man. I'm just waiting for the next parts. It's just crazy.
I just need some bits to add to it, yeah. Well, I've been watching a few quite a number of bonkers films that are quite bonkers. I was watching, I don't know if you've heard of Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt, and he's like, the weird thing about it is, so like from reading the synopsis, I'm like, okay, cool, that's good to know before I start watching it. So Brad Pitt is like, well, actually, first of all, Anthony Hopkins, he's not, psychopath, by the way, in this. He's actually a very, like a nice old man.
Doesn't eat people.
No. And he's he's this massive media tycoon or whatever, and he keeps getting he keeps hearing this voice in his head, like this, like something that's telling him that he's going to die, and it turns out to be the Grim Reaper that's talking to him, and in the meantime, his daughter, she's at this cafe, at this coffee shop, drinking coffee, and she meets this Brad Pitt character, and they're chatting or whatever, and they get along really well or whatever, and they walk outside, and there's like this cute little scene of like, oh, I like you so much, let's see each other again or whatever, and then they go their separate ways. But it's also kind of a thing of like, okay, yeah, but now we're going back into their lives, and they keep looking back, but each time one looks back, the other one's just started walking. She walks off, he looks back, all that kind of vice versa. And then you see it, and you're about to see one of them start walking to the other, but that doesn't end up happening. So there's a lot of that fucking going on. And then eventually Brad looks back, and she goes around the corner, and he's thinking, okay, no, she's gone. And then a car comes past, he nearly gets hit, and then he moves back, and then looks around. Then he gets hit by a fucking car, and then his body flies in the air, gets hit by another fucking car, and he's dead.
Jesus Christ.
So it starts off as kind of like, a little strange. Okay, yeah, obviously Anthony Hopkins got something weird going on up here, but okay, there's a nice little love story here. Brad Pitt's fucking dead straight away, and then Anthony Hopkins gets visited by, because here's the thing, right? I knew from the story, from reading the synopsis, that in it, Brad Pitt plays the Grim Reaper in it. So right from that coffee shop scene, I'm already like, oh yeah, this guy's a Grim Reaper, but this is the life that he's living, right? But no, so they've met, they's gone, and then, the Grim Reaper's still talking inside Anthony Hopkins' head, and then he finally reveals himself to him in the body of Brad Pitt, and he goes, you're not the Grim Reaper, you're a man. He goes, oh, I needed the body. And what's funny is that because he's the Grim Reaper, he doesn't really understand, how to communicate. He's not, because he just spends all his time taking people to the afterlife. He's like a robot, learning things for the first time. He's like, so he's very awkward in that. And then he joins Anthony Hopkins at his family dinner, and lo and behold, Anthony Hopkins' daughter is there and goes, oh, hey, saw you at the coffee shop before. I didn't know you. Do you work with my dad or something? And he's all like really awkward and really quiet and like, and she goes, oh, it's a shame you've changed since I saw you this morning. And he goes, oh, I wasn't myself this morning or whatever. And he's, oh, that's a shame. And then it's like, so it's like meeting him again. But then, as throughout the, the progression of the film, she falls in love with him or whatever. And then he has to make a decision about like, he's got to take Anthony Hopkins to the afterlife, but, now is he going to take her as well with him or whatever? But then there's other weird shit in it, like there's this scene where he comes, because the girl, she works in a hospital, and so he comes down to visit her, And as he's talking to her, this girl comes in with her Jamaican mother who's dying, and she's in a lot of pain. And she looks at the guy and she goes, this evil spirit or whatever, like whatever the word for evil spirit was in Jamaica or whatever. And then she goes, no, that's just a man there, whatever. And then out of nowhere, Brad Pitt puts on this Jamaican accent so that she understands what he's talking about. He goes, it's aight, mammy. It's aight. It's aighty. Or whatever. And then he's sitting with her and she's like, oh, why you go here? You the Grim Reaper. You should go. It's not for you, not this place. He goes, it's all right. Yeah, man. It's all right. He just starts talking in fucking Jamaican slang. And I'm like, can he just speak fucking English to it? Like, does he need to put on the accent for her to understand?
Yeah, exactly.
So that movie was just totally fucking insane.
I guess maybe he put the accent on because he doesn't understand the social cues, or if they can understand them properly as death. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, so totally bonkers film. Very, very. I don't think it was probably for its time. It's like it wasn't something you'd see that often. But no. So watch that, and that was interesting.
yeah.
But then last night I was rewatching Shane Black's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
right,
with Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer from like 2004, and I'd seen that before, and I was like, okay, yeah, watch this again, because that's like it's pretty whack, because it's like it's like a wacky sort of. You seen The Nice Guys, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the director of that, and also who wrote Lethal Weapon and all that. But Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Gang Bang, no. Okay. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Kiss Kiss Gang Bang. No. I'm pretty sure that's the porno spin-off. I'm sure that's out there.
Oh, yeah, the Triple X version. I'm
I actually kind of want to look that up just to see if that is it. I'm sure it is, though. But anyway, yeah, so that's another film that's pretty whack. It's like Downey Jr.'s like this narrator or whatever, and then just all this crazy shit just keeps going on or whatever, and Val Kilmer is like a former gay man. Like he used to be known as Gay Perry or whatever, and there's just all this double crossing and all this other weird shit going on in it, and yeah, good fun. There's a part where Robert Downey Jr. loses his finger because this lady slams the door in his face, cuts his finger off, and then he accidentally gets kidnapped when a carjacker takes a car that he's sleeping in, and then he's walking around the house and he puts his finger into some ice, and then as he's on the phone, the fucking dog eats it, and he goes, oh sweet, because like someone just been murdered in the room, so he goes, oh, the dog swallowed the finger. Oh, we're sweet, my fingerprints aren't on anything, they won't be able to identify me. But yeah, so that was interesting.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
But yeah, that's pretty much been my week, man.
Is this on Netflix, this stuff?
Meet Joe Black was on Netflix, yeah. But I'd say that's the other thing about that movie. It's 3 hours long.
Really?
But watching it, I'm like, what they're trying to say could have been, like, it's a feature-length idea, but it could be, seriously, an hour and a half at most would have been fine. Like, I don't see why it had to, go for 3 hours. It was just, it wasn't that complicated of a storyline that you need 3 hours to go through. But then, I guess that just plays back into the thing that it probably was too good for its time or whatever.
Yeah.
Just didn't fit or whatever. But yeah. So that was interesting.
Fair enough.
Anything else you been up to?
Nah, man.
No? Just enjoying this beautiful weather. It's been fucking raining a lot this week, dude. It's fucking freezing yesterday.
Yeah, it's been pretty wacko weather, but that's nothing new in Melbourne, dude.
No, exactly.
It's just Melbourne bipolar weather.
We should be used to that, but we're not.
Yeah, we're never used to it because it switches up every day, man.
Exactly, man. You don't know what the fuck it's gonna be. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, cool. It's a freezing cold morning. Sweet, I'll put a jacket on. Then the fucking sun comes up, and now it's really fucking hot. And that sun's got
I'm
a lot of
sweating.
bite on. I guess I'll take this off.
And then sometimes it's really hot when you have the jacket on, but it's really cold when you take it off at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to be sweating or if I want to be freezing. So, you know, you're going
Make up
between
my
those
fucking
two.
mind, man. Yeah.
And then suddenly tsunamis just happen. And it's like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, where did this come from? Exactly.
Yeah, like what? And then tornadoes just start coming out of the ground. You're fuck. No. The whole of Victoria splits in fucking half, and the rains of hell comes out, and the Doomslayer comes out and slaughters all the demons.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Fucking
crazy.
San Andreas happens. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's nuts.
Crazy, man. How about we get into some current events, man?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Now, this first one I thought was fucking hilarious, and it's a shame that, you know, what's happened. So, 3 railroad... railroad workers built a man cave under New York's Grand Central Terminal. So it's like this... So there's like this room underneath Grand Central Terminal, and it was bolted or whatever. But yeah, so these railroad workers have decided to build a man cave in there, complete with a television and an air mattress, a microwave, a refrigerator, a futon couch. And there was some anonymous tip that came in and had it shut down, but I might be able to share it quickly.
Using Zoom? Hell yeah.
So that's it there.
Oh.
So, you know, not
T-View.
bad. A nice little fucking... What's T-View?
No, it's some
some kind of hen-
Fortnite character on
hen-
the fucking screen.
Oh, really?
I don't know. That's what it looks like. T-View
Oh,
some
man.
fucking YouTuber or some shit. I don't watch it.
And also complete with a pull-up
Chin
bar.
up.
I can see
Yeah,
that above
pull-up
chin-up bar above the microwave. Yeah. So yeah, that business, that their little man cave thing's been shut down. I don't know who
okay.
dobbed them in. Someone who goes, oh, those railroad workers fucking hanging out. Spend an awful lot of time down there.
They'll watch
So
the
that was
fucking
that.
Fortnite down there, dude. It's
Practicing some dances.
railroad workers fucking taking the L while the trains go past, man. That's fuck. Just trying to keep people entertained when they're sitting there bored looking at the windows of the
Exactly,
trains.
man. Just bored
Someone's
shitters.
got to do the fucking shit dances.
The hard yards, yeah. Here, a woman hugs tree for over 10 hours to break the Guinness World Record. So for 10 hours and 5 minutes, she stood in this park hugging a tree.
Wait, only 10 hours? Dude, I could break that fucking record.
You could break... I think the previous tree hugging... Well, the thing is, who cares? Like, who's like, oh, I'm just gonna hug a tree for that long? Like, you'd think...
I don't know, man,
Well,
but I could become
mean-
the fucking world's first to do it for fucking 24 hours, and then no one else would bother to do it because it's such a dumb thing. So I could be like, yeah, man, I also know what Guinness World fucking Records, man.
Well, hey,
Look at a
man,
world
do you want to try it someday?
Fucking oath. We'll
Should
do it.
should that be a thing? Yeah?
Or does the tree have to be stable? I could take it with me under my arm. It could be a little tree that I hold with me and I go to sleep with it.
No, I think it's
walk
got to be
around with
planted. No, I think it's got to be planted.
Oh, well then, fuck that. No.
So, but see, the previous record was 8 hours and 15 minutes,
Right.
and Long Friends owner of so it's someone who's very spiritual and does a lot of yoga and meditation and that. So she was doing a lot of that kind of stuff during it. But yeah, it was live streamed on the World Record Tree Hug page on Facebook. So there's a Facebook
Oh, there's a
for
page
tree
for
hugging
it.
too. I would have thought that hippies would have broken the record, you know, for like stopping the loggers and that. Surely they
Yeah.
were holding on it. Oh, I guess they're like, nah, fuck you, and then they just cut it down. So if they, you know, no doubt they would have been holding on for as long as they could.
Right.
Next we've got Qantas is selling off stocked bar carts from retired 747s. So,
747.
Australian airline Qantas, which recently retired its fleet of Boeing 747 jets, is giving aviation fans the chance to bring a piece of the airline home by selling 1,000 fully stocked bar carts. But the thing is, though, they've been flown to California to be retired.
Yeah, right.
So we don't get any of them. It's just for the fucking Yanks to have. They can get, so it includes champagne, Australian wines, fucking Tim Tam cookies, pajamas,
That's
and
our
Qantas. Exactly. And, I mean, if you ever watch any of those fucking, Americans try Australian food, they always shit on the Tim Tam.
They don't
go,
like it.
This just tastes like every other chocolate biscuit,
Yeah, fuck them. I'll have them. I'll have the Tim Tams. Give them to me.
Also has
champagne as well,
Qantas
maybe.
first class Sheridan throw pillows. So it's legit stuff. So they're being sold for $685 each, which is equivalent to 169,000 Qantas points. Fuck, man. Wonder how many points we've got. Probably not that.
I've got probably 0. Not gonna lie. Probably in the negatives.
Yeah? Is that because you don't fly with COVID? Quote COVID.
Good COVID. you don't fly with COVID. I didn't think you're meant to, but since we're spilling the beans, no. I've only flown once, and I don't think it counts for me to have points.
Have points? That probably didn't exist back then. When was the last time you flew?
When I was 7, to come down here to Melbourne. So yeah, I'm in the zeros, man.
That's good, man.
Mm.
Well, here, this last one is one that's probably a good little warning, particularly for people like my old man, who's a fan of this sort of stuff. A Massachusetts man dies after overdosing on... Can you guess what he overdosed on, Joel?
Coffee.
Black licorice.
Oh.
So, because it has...
You can do that?
So, yeah, a 54-year-old Massachusetts construction worker essentially overdosed on black licorice. The candy contains... Fuck, I looked this up last night.
Licorice? For starters?
Glyceric acid, which
Okay.
caused the man's potassium levels to plummet. So it's like when they say, too much of a good thing can, result
Be
in
a
a bad
bad
thing.
thing.
So because of his low levels of potassium, that led to an abnormal heart rhythm, high blood pressure, and in his case, congestive heart failure. So it was a
Right.
guy that, and the thing is, it says down here that he had, it says, so if you're 40 years or older, eating 2 ounces of black licorice a day for at least 2 weeks could land you in the hospital with an irregular heart rhythm.
Damn.
And this is after he had, he loved eating licorice, but he'd recently just moved from the fuck does it say? Yeah, so he switched from eating red licorice to black licorice. Reportedly ate a bag or more of it per day. I mean, how often do you eat licorice? Or how often do you, like, what's something that you have, every day? Because I have coffee every day.
I
don't know if that'll eventually kill me. Maybe it will.
Probably.
But they do say that having 3 coffees a day is good for you. So who knows?
Is it?
But black licorice, yeah, apparently drinking coffee, it can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia later on in life. That's what they say. But hey, man, too much of a good thing can create a bad thing. So
Yeah.
don't be too silly with these kinds of things. But yeah, and that's pretty much it for current events, man.
Damn.
Sure we got.
Fuck. I didn't know you could overdose on licorice.
No, well now you do.
I don't
man.
even like it.
Be careful. Yeah, I
not
fucking
even
hate
a-
black licorice.
I don't
can't,
even
I
a
can't
licorice
stand
fan.
it. Yeah.
Mm.
Like, occasionally I wouldn't mind like a raspberry licorice or like another flavour, but I just don't... I don't know what it is about black licorice. It just doesn't interest me. But my dad, he fucking he froths over black licorice and some bullets, the licorice bullets coated in the milk chocolate.
Yeah, same with my
You
mum.
can't. Yeah. So, we got to warn them, man. We don't want them fucking dying.
Yeah, tell them,
You
hey,
know,
man, don't
if
eat
the
that
if
shit.
the COVID werewolves don't get to them, the black licorice will.
It's correct. It's correct, dude.
And on that note, I reckon we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We have a podcast announcement next week. We promise to announce it, but hey, man, no promises.
Hang on. No, we 100% guarantee it's going to happen, but we don't promise it's going to happen.
That's right. Absolutely. There's no chance that it's not going to happen. That there's not going to be an announcement, but we can't make promises. You know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know,
that's right.
we promised to.
So,
make
guys, there's going to be an announcement, is what we're trying to say, but we're not promising it. But there will be,
because we never can promise anything on this show. But you know, and hopefully you're watching this, you know, on Tuesday and not Thursday, when last week's episode came out. But you know,
yeah, you watch it get uploaded on a Friday, just to throw them off that rhythm.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. We just keep them guessing, man. We can't keep a rhythm. We got to keep them guessing. Like, oh, the Skeptic and the Dude posted. Fantastic. You know. See you next week, guys. I mean, next episode. Whenever that could be. Fucking hell.
No promises.
No promises.
Hello, viewers of the Skeptic and the Dude podcast. I am here to let you know that if you don't subscribe/follow, you ain't getting to heaven. Peace out.